Game started.
Okay, LVNBRY, 11 Bree. Let's try E4 again, see if we get an interesting game. Okay, King's Gambit. I'm going to play this for a while. King's Gambit declined again. Okay, knight to F3. Let's see what happens. Let's see, I played some incorrect moves last time. Yeah, so D3 is a mistake here. Let's try the C3 idea. He goes with the pin. The queen cannot come and give a check because knight takes, bishop takes. I just wins a piece. Pawn to here is possible. Pawn takes, pawn takes. Yeah, I'm hitting his bishop. Just build up that big center. Defend my f-pawn. If he checks, I block with the knight.
Check.
If he retreats, I just develop my bishop and castle. So this should be pretty comfortable. I got a big center here. He can probably counterattack with knight f6. Yeah, knight f6, bishop to d3, I guess. Or maybe queen d3 to unpin the knight and support the pawn. Although that means I can't castle for another move. Bishop e2 will have to be played. So I don't know about queen d3. Well, it looks like I'm not being punished immediately. So bishop e2 and castle, and then I can start making more long-term plans. But it should be comfortable for white with all this control over the center, as long as I don't lose these pawns. In effect, I've traded his center pawn for my wing pawn, because I'm missing my c pawn and he's missing his e pawn. Yeah, that happened when he played e takes d, and I was able to take back with the c pawn. Okay, he's going after the weakness here on e4. Knight takes is not okay, but if he takes here first, and then he could grab here. This knight is no longer pinned, so I can push on with e5. His only threat is to take, which he can take first and then secure a square for his knight. That's probably okay. If he takes, I will take back with the f-pawn, opening up the f-file, and having a pawn duo in the center, which may come under fire, but that's the breaks. If he takes here, yeah, I take back with a pawn, and this helps support my pawn chain, plus I have the bishop pair. And he gets a square, too. He gets a square on... exactly, he gets that square on d5. He didn't take. I'm kind of surprised. So I can push on with c4. He's got knight to b4. Oh, maybe I should play rook to b1. He's not threatening anything immediately. Everything seems defended. So yeah, rook to b1 covers the b4 square, so I can play c4 and attacks his b pawn. Okay, so now I play c4, and knight can't go here, 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 or there, so it has to go back actually to e7. Not the greatest square. And his bishop is running out of squares too, so I'm thinking, maybe I can play h3 and g4 and try and trap the bishop. I'm sorry, the knight on e7 gives his bishop this good square on f4, and in fact that's already a threat now, because bishop f4 would skewer my queen and my rook. So let's move my queen somewhere where it's not getting harassed. This is a good diagonal for the queen, though. If I go knight to g4 threatening mate, he can still play bishop to knight. If I go knight g5, he can still play bishop f5. I could go knight h4, covering the f5 square and attacking his bishop. I think that's good. He's ignoring the threat to his bishop. Oh, but he's attacking my knight. Let's see. Yeah, I could have gone to other squares too, I guess, but nothing to gain a piece. So, yeah, well, the idea was to win that bishop, so I will. And if he takes my knight, I'll take his knight. So actually his tactic didn't work. It's a failed tactic. Okay, well, this looks like this was another tactical game, and the Queen's Gambit declined. You can't avoid the tactics in the King's Gambit, even if you decline it. It just seems to spring up. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab the knight. So when the Queen takes back, my knight is no longer hanging. And yeah, he can win a pawn here, or that way. He can win a pawn either way. Let's see, I guess I want to defend the c pawn. Yeah, I guess I need to keep the d pawn defended too. So queen to c3 defends both pawns. He can move the knight to somewhere that attacks the pawn again, but now I can push it forward. This knight is not hanging. This bishop needs to be developed. I should bring it out. Could be developed out. Bishop to b2 and c5 is an idea. Knight here, knight here, knight here. So queen to queen to d6 there would threaten checkmate, which I could meet with knight to f3. So bishop b2, queen d3, queen d6, knight f3. And then still threatening to play d5 there and open up this diagonal for the queen. So I'm a piece up for a pawn. I should still be in good shape. He's got the queen and the rook. You have to respect him, but I think I have it covered. Yeah, here. He could have tried knight to d3. I was realizing knight d3 is not. Yeah, knight. Okay, so he plays it now. Knight to e3. Gotta say these words right. So knight to e3. It's protected there by his rook. It's hitting my rook. And where else can he go? Here, 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 here. Back to here, 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 here. So I'm just going there, threatening checkmate. I'll do that first. And then now he's hitting this square. That's his idea. Not bad. So he didn't have time to take my rook, but he did have time to make another threat. Oh, that's a good threat. It's a double attack. It's hitting my rook here and threatening checkmate here. So how best to defend? Knight here would hit his queen. The queen has to come forward where it maintains contact. Well, not forward necessarily. It has to maintain contact with his g-pawn. So here, here, here. It still looks like he might win the exchange here. Still, I need to meet that mate threat, so let's do that. Attacks the queen, defends g2. And now this rook is no longer hanging, so I can defend g2 with my rook. However, my knight is hanging, so I guess I need to defend my knight. Oh, maybe I could have played. I was wondering about the move rook f4. Maybe I could have played it because he can't take it. Actually, the rook on f4 can't be taken. Okay, so we got the exchange. So what is it now? I have 2 pieces for a rook and a pawn, which is materially close to even. It's only a slight advantage. Only a slight advantage to white. So it's all about the activity of my pieces. Maybe knight to f4, hitting on this square here. And then knight here check would be interesting. Knight f5 to h6. Or knight f5 to g7. Rook f4, the queen could just drop back to g5 and still protect. He's covering. Oh, but I can just take that. That's not a safe square. And the checks to my king are still covered, so that's a losing move. He's trying to cover the f5 square, I guess. Yeah. Okay. He can go here, but I have a check and force an exchange. He can grab a pawn. True, he can grab a pawn. Okay, so if I sack my bishop here, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. I am threatening a check here, but he can take the pawn. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes is not a check. I have this check here. Maybe this check first.
Check.
And maybe bringing my knight into f4. Yeah, with the idea of f5, sacrificing on g7. Knight g7
check.
And queen takes. Okay, I can block that check with my bishop. Okay, so the ideas here are knight to h6, knight to g7, bishop to f6. So knight h6, threatens knight f7 check, king there, knight back check, king back.
Black resigns.
Okay, I think I would be able to work something out here.
Incoming
but
challenge.
we will take a look at it in the postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.